Pete Canalicchio presents Licensing Contract Negotiation Process Stage 1. Understanding the Deal Terms. In this stage, the person responsible for negotiating the contract on behalf of either the brand owner or manufacturer familiarizes himself or herself with the deal terms and their definitions. This is especially important if the person responsible has never negotiated a licensing contract or hasn't negotiated one in the past 6 months. Having a clear understanding of the deal terms is critical for both the licensor and the licensee to appreciate the expectations and obligations that come with signing the agreement. Moreover, a good understanding will ensure that no money is left on the table during the negotiation process, and that the parties won't unknowingly breach the agreement after it is signed. Listed are the deal terms and definitions found in most licensing contracts. Important deal terms: brand/trademarks, covered products, authorized channels, territory, contract term, exclusivity, royalty rate, advance, minimum guarantees, new product introductions, sales performance requirements, shipping date, commercialization date, sell-off period. Figure 1. Important deal terms. Brand/trademarks are the trademarks specified in the agreement that the licensee is allowed to use on the covered products. A company may own many brands, so it is important to stipulate in the contract which brands or sub-brands they wish to license. Figure 2. Rubbermaid brand logo. Covered products are the products specified in the agreement that will be sold by the licensee that bear the trademarks of the licensor. Therefore, it is important when defining the covered products to be as specific as possible to avoid granting too broad a set of rights. Otherwise, the licensee may be incapable of commercializing the entire line. This can limit a brand's growth or result in unfulfilled expectations. Figure 3. Examples of covered products. Authorized channels are the channels of distribution in which the covered products may be sold as set forth in the agreement. Typically, channels included in the agreement as authorized channels are those that the licensee already has successfully commercialized. Authorized channels include everything from bookstores to catalogs to convenience stores to the internet to mass markets to television shopping channels. Figure 4. Example of an authorized distribution channel. Territory means the region, country, or countries identified in the agreement. Typically, the territory selected in the agreement includes those countries where the brand is a recognized trademark and the licensee has successfully commercialized the covered products. Examples of countries that could be included in a licensing agreement are Japan, Canada, and England. In the case of larger countries, such as the United States, the territory may be limited to a region, such as New England. Figure 5. Examples of region, country, or countries identified in the agreement. Term means the period the agreement shall be in effect with a beginning and ending date. The ending date of the agreement will be shortened if the contract is terminated instead of being allowed to expire. Licensees and licensors should have a candid discussion about the term of the agreement, including how long it will take to commercialize the covered product, how much investment will be required, and how long it will take to recover a satisfactory return on that investment. Initial term begins on a specified date or when the agreement is signed by all parties and ends on a specified date. Licensing agreements usually last for a period of years. Because the agreement takes a substantial amount of time to negotiate and it takes time to get the licensed product commercialized, the term of an agreement is usually a minimum of 3 years. Depending on the parties, an initial term can be as long as 10 years or longer. Extended term, only upon mutual agreement of the parties, or renewal term, means the period of renewal of the contract. The extended term is often the same duration as the initial term, but can be shorter or longer. Putting an extended term in a contract simplifies the renewal process and is recommended if both parties believe there is a good chance they will want to continue with the license after the initial term. Insurance requirements are those requirements obligated by the licensor upon the licensee. The amount of insurance required is dependent upon the category of product covered. Products such as toys, car seats, and ladders typically have a higher insurance requirement than, say, doormats or laundry baskets. Licensing contracts usually stipulate that the licensor be listed as an additional insured party on the policy. This requirement protects the licensor if they get sued and typically does not require the licensee to pay an additional premium. Exclusivity ensures that the manufacturer will be the only licensee for the licensor's brands in the category of covered products specified in the agreement. Often, licensors' agreements are non-exclusive, but the licensor practices exclusivity. When we say the licensor practices exclusivity, we mean that they will not sign more than one licensee to the same category in the same region. If the licensor is willing to agree to an exclusive arrangement, the licensee should be prepared to pay 2 to 3 times the minimum guaranteed royalties of a non-exclusive agreement. Sell-off period is the period of time within which a company must sell off their existing branded inventory or destroy it after a contract is terminated or expires. The licensing contract between the brand owner and the manufacturer should provide the manufacturer with sufficient time to sell off existing inventory while minimizing the period of time the covered product is sold from an expired contract.
You were listening to a Pete Canalicchio production. Grab valuable resources from brand licensing experts for 100% free today. Are you interested in extending your brand's influence, strengthening consumer relationships, and generating unlimited revenue from guaranteed royalty payments? Get your free membership today. Visit PeteCanalicchio.com/fast-track.